Hello everyone, I'll be reporting the Philippine Civil Code Article 1592 to 1594. Article 1592. In the sales of immovable property, even though it may have been stipulated that upon failure to pay the price at the time agreed upon, the rescission of the contractual of rights take place. The vendee may pay even after the expiration of the period, as long as no demand for rescission of the contract has been made upon him, either judicially or by a notarial act. After the demand, the court may not grant him a new term. Article 1592 says that in sales of real property, a buyer who fails to pay on time may still pay late, as long as the seller has not yet made a judicial or notarial demand for rescission. Even if the contract states that rescission will occur automatically, it does not take effect unless such formal demand is made. Once the seller makes this demand, the buyer loses the right to pay late, and the court cannot give an extension. Nag-ingon nga sa halin nga naglakip og yuta o balay, ang buyer nga malangan og bayad pwede gihapon magpadayon og bayad basta wala pa mahibalo ang seller og rescission pinagi sa korte o notarial nga demand. And Article 1593, with respect to movable property, the rescission of the sale shall of right take place in the interest of the vendor. If the vendee, upon the expiration of the period fixed for the delivery of the thing, should not have appeared to receive it, or having appeared, he should not have tendered the price at the same time, unless a longer period has been stipulated for its payment. Article 1593 states that in the sale of movable property, the contract is automatically rescinded in favor of the seller if the buyer does not appear to receive the item at the agreed time, or appears but fails to pay simultaneously. This automatic rescission applies unless the parties agreed on a longer period for payment. In short, for movable goods, failure of the buyer to show up or to pay at delivery automatically cancels the sale. And Article 1594, actions for breach of the contract of sale of goods shall be governed particularly by the provisions of this chapter, and as to matters not specifically provided for herein by other applicable provisions of this title. Article 1594 says that when there is a breach of a contract for the sale of goods, the rules in that specific chapter of the Civil Code apply first. If the chapter does not cover a particular issue, then the other relevant provisions of the entire title on sales will apply. In short, disputes about sales of goods follow the special rules in the chapter, and whatever is not covered falls back on the general rules on sales. And that's all. Thank you.